Juan Soto can be traded any second after turning down the Nationals 15-year, $440 million. It was going to be in between 29 and 30 million a year, which is a crazy amount of money for a 23-year-old. But you got to keep in mind, this guy's already a World Series champ, and in that World Series champ year, this man went ballistic. He was a big part of that championship, and you can tell this guy at 23 years old, he is insane. You understand? He's a generational talent, and whoever trades for Juan Soto are going to be giving up their best players from their farm system and probably even a young phenom that you got on your roster in the MLB. But Juan Soto, right now, to get that kind of talent, it's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity to just trade for him. And at 23 years old, he's still young. He still has probably like 10 years of quality baseball years, you know? You're not getting a guy who's 29, 30, 28, you know? You're getting a guy who's 23 and it looks like he's already in his prime. Now, the teams that are interested, that have called in for Juan Soto, are the New York Yankees, the LA Dodgers, San Francisco Giants, San Diego Padres, and the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, out of these five, if I was asked, who do you think he's going to? It'd be a biased answer because I am a Yankees fan, so I'd probably say the Yankees. But the thing is, with the Yankees, that we do have Aaron Judge, who's going into free agency, and I don't think Brian Cashman is going to give up a whole load of prospects for Juan Soto and give him a huge contract that he deserves and re-sign Judge. So I think he's just going to re-sign Judge, no Soto, unbiasedly. So that leaves the other four, the Dodgers, the Giants, the Padres, and the Cardinals. Now, out of these four teams, to be honest, I think the favorite would be the Padres. Yes, the Padres. I think they can give up, C.J. Abrams, a whole load of prospects, or maybe even, what if they gave up Tatis and prospects, Because if they give up C.J. Abrams, it's going to be a load of prospects. And if you can trade Tatis, it'd be a lot less, prospects being given away. Tatis has had injury problems, with the whole motorcycle stuff. It looks like he's been being clumsy and not much of a prioritizing his health in baseball, So maybe you're sick of Tatis, the Padres, of all these injuries, and you're like, you know what, I want to go for a guy who's a World Series champion, proven to be more of a healthy player than the guy we've got that's the face of our franchise, and basically kind of a swap. Now, that would be a huge win for the Nationals because you get yourself an all-star caliber guy who's really good in Fernando Tatis, and you give away your guy who wasn't accepting your contract. And you've got Tatis he signed an extension not too long ago. So now you're going to have this guy for a long time. You get rid of your guy that wants to leave probably. And boom, Juan Soto is gone. You get Tatis. Now you're building for the future, and that cuts your rebuild in half, in my opinion, in time. Because you got an elite level shortstop. Mostly his bat, not his defense. But you know what I'm saying. Now, I think that's why the Padres would be the favorites. I don't see the Giants really making a move on Juan Soto. I think the Dodgers are really realistic. They are in recent time, they have been willing to spend prospects, money to get superstars, and I wouldn't doubt them picking up the phone and being like Bobby Miller and all these other guys for Juan Soto. Come on, just do it. And then giving him the fat extension. But then they're also in a similar situation as the New York Yankees, who have Trey Turner going into free agency, who is going to be due a big contract. So are the Dodgers really willing to spend a ton of prospects, give him a huge contract, and re-sign Trey Turner? I don't think for the Yankees and Dodgers you're going to be doing both. I know there's all these fans that are, in the fantasy world where they think they can re-sign or they can trade for Soto, re-sign him, re-sign their free agent guy, and then maybe even add more people. Like, no, it's going to only be one of the two. Only one. And, I think that's why you kind of got to scratch off the Dodgers and Yankees. That leaves the Cardinals, who I think is also an underrated dark horse option. And, they could easily just trade a whole bunch of prospects and end up signing them and get some help in the outfield. And I think that would be a great option, and that would really push the Cardinals from being a wild card kind of team into a contending team. Because as of right now, they're just competing in recent time in the wild card, getting there. Maybe they win the wild card, maybe they don't. But that's around the time, that's the most success they've had in recent time. And I think Juan Soto would definitely help them get into contending, being more on the levels of the Dodgers, Mets, the Braves. That's the level they'd be if they got Juan Soto. Now, a team that I'm completely shocked, or two teams that I'm completely shocked that haven't called in for Juan Soto, are the Boston Red Sox, and not only them, the New York Mets. The New York Mets have $1 billion owner, all right? This guy's dumb rich, and he's been saying he wants to make the Mets great and all this, and I think Juan Soto to the Mets would absolutely make them the favorites for the World Series this year. Absolutely would. They should give up any prospects. If I'm that owner, he's really serious about getting Juan Soto. I mean, he's really serious about competing. You get Soto. You get Soto, re-sign him, boom. You're going to have a really good team for a very long time. And that's a perfect opportunity to finally start, competing in the World Series, winning championships. As a Yankee fan, that hurts. But if they really made that trade, it's realistic that would happen. And, I'm really surprised they haven't pulled the trigger on a trade like this now, or not even called. And then Boston, they've got guys that are really good that are going to be hitting free agency, or guys that haven't been showing really interest in re-signing. Now, you see Bogarts, then you got Devers, who they are looking to re-sign now, but I didn't heard too much about them. But if they really were going to let these guys go, a perfect time to do it would be trading them instead of letting them go for free, trading them for Juan Soto, who's a superstar. Why not do that? Give up some prospects, give up the two guys you're going to let go in free agency, and boom, you've got a quality player in Juan Soto. I think that would be a smart move. But as it says, the GM for the Boston Red Sox, he comes from Tampa Bay, so he's more willing to let go of these guys and bring in young players. And he's more of a numbers guy instead of, re-signing his guys. He's thinking, we got prospects that could easily come in and replace. That's why Bogarts is leaving, because they even drafted 2 shortstops. And the last year they had drafted another shortstop. So Bogarts is on his way out. And they signed Trevor Story. So there's no way Bogarts is going to stay anyways. But leave a comment down below. Who do you think Juan Soto will end up going? My guess is the San Diego Padres, all realistically. And they've been willing to spend, so I don't want to be biased and say the Yankees. I don't really think they'll get him in reality, but I think he'll probably end up being a Padre. Now, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and thank you guys.